What up, what up, what up? It's your boy JB coming right back at you. Welcome back to the channel. Hit that subscribe button as soon as you come into the building. Stephen A. Smith officially says the door is open for a presidential run. Now, guys, if you've been following the channel, you know I've been making videos on this. But ever since Trump did his thing on the tariffs and all this kind of stuff, Stephen A. officially said he done. He said, look, he said he's so tired of the Democrats out there right now that he's leaving the door open. As good as things are at ESPN and ABC, he's leaving the door open officially for a presidential run. And if y'all have followed me, similar to some of the things that Jason Whitlock said, Stephen A. has been chosen as a potential option for a presidential run in 2028. But here's where I think Stephen A. is getting it wrong. Now, granted, guys, I got a very small channel. Stephen A. is all over the place, over 1 million subs and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, that still doesn't stop me from saying what I got to say. And here's the issues that Stephen A. Smith has. Stephen A. Smith is not realizing where the Democratic Party is. Over this past weekend, at the time of this recording, you saw all the hands-off protests, where people in every major city decided to go out and do these protests. Where was Stephen A. Smith at? Because I saw Jamie Raskin, I saw Representative Swalwell, I saw Ilhan Omar, Al Green, Bernie Sanders and AOC are doing the oligarchy tour. The party is way to the left. And if Stephen A. wants to be with the Democrats, I'm not seeing Stephen A. do any of that. And if he doesn't get those votes from way to the left, how does Stephen A. Smith stand a chance at trying to take people who had voted for Trump to come vote for him? It seems as though Stephen A. Smith is trying to get liberal Republicans or more moderate Republicans and more conservative Democrats. He's trying to carve out that 89 octane lane. And y'all know how it is at the gas station. It's 87, 89, and 93. Most of the gas sold is going to be 87 and 93. Very rarely do you see people putting 89. And it seems like Stephen A. Smith is trying to carve out a place in the middle, and I think that's where he's making a mistake. Bill Maher just went to the White House to go visit Trump. Bill Maher. Stephen A. Smith was on Bill Maher's show, and Bill Maher is in the White House with Donald Trump. If Stephen A. Smith wants to run, I'm waiting to see when Stephen A. is going to set up a meeting to meet with Donald Trump, because he only got two options. Go to the White House to meet with Donald Trump and try to be the person who's going to run for the Republican ticket in 2028, because he's acting like the Democrat Party is the party of JFK still, the party of Bill Clinton still, the party of Barack Obama. And Barack Obama is really more left than what people think. And I don't see Bill Clinton or Barack Obama endorsing Stephen A. Smith yet. So Stephen A. Smith knows he's got some resources, and I think Disney ABC is going to be the one who platforms Stephen A. Smith. But Stephen A. Smith cannot become this quote-unquote fiscal conservative. He can't be this fiscal conservative when it comes to money, but more of a liberal when it comes to social issues, because that's not going to work. The country is completely paralyzed. And I think Stephen A. Smith got to realize that if he wants to do this, he's got to go ahead and stake out some positions that can't be, I'm just mad at Trump because Trump is doing this. Bill Maher said something the other night that said the Democrats need alpha energy. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes. You're not going to beat Trump at being Trump. People don't want a Democrat Trump. That's why the majority of those hands-off protests were as big as they were. They don't want Trump. They want somebody else. Obama has lost his leverage in the party. Michelle Obama's podcast is not having the influence they want. You have to go so extreme left. Gavin Newsom's podcast is not taking off. So the writing is on the wall. If Stephen A. Smith is going to be the Democrat nominee, we got to see Stephen A. Smith get a lot more liberal. And we got to stop having, he got to stop having these conversations that are rooted in common sense. And what do I say that? Neither party is looking for quote unquote common sense stuff. Each party has what they like. And either you cater to what people like or you're going to lose. Stephen A. Smith, if he's going to run for a Democrat, if he's going to run as a Democrat, those weekend protests showed him who he has to get in front of. Otherwise, guys, he don't have a shot. And I think if he starts having a debate and really start going over there, unless he meeting with Bernie Sanders and AOC, those are the people that party is identifying with. And Stephen A. Smith is over here trying to be a more palatable version of Donald Trump. But guess what? The party already has that on the Republican side. It's called J.D. Vance. And I don't see how Stephen A. Smith is going to pull out the actual votes that he needs if he keeps trying to go against Trump, versus understanding that the Democratic Party that he's voting for is nowhere like him. He's voting based on what the party used to be, not what the party is. And that's his #1 problem. Y'all get down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about Stephen A. Smith saying he's going to leave the door open. Man, is Jeff crazy? Or is Jeff on to something? If you hadn't already, mash that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn that bell for notifications. Until next time, I'm going to holler.